Hey everybody, Unstable Gamer here, and welcome back to Awaken Chaos Era. In this video, we're going to cover a couple things. We're going to cover really quickly the newest update that came out, really cool stuff that we see, and then we're going to take a look at the newest event that came out, the summoning event, which is something we probably should give some feedback on. But first, before we jump into all that, if you're just now finding this channel and you want to stay up to date with this and other games, consider hitting that subscribe button so you don't miss out. All right, and welcome back. So the game went down. We're just going to jump right into it. The game went down for a little while. They did a nice update. We got a nice holiday theme. We'll show you here in just a second. But, all right, so the update. I am going to briefly run through this. I was thinking about doing this in two different videos, but I'm just going to put it all together in one. For those of you who are not playing the game yet, this probably really doesn't even matter much because you're really not going to see any difference once you get in the game. For those of you who are playing the game, I wanted to get this out so you can see some of the differences if you have not jumped into Discord, if you haven't seen these patch notes. Overall, it's a pretty good one. There's some nice buffs. It's like, you get a buff, you get a buff, you get a buff, but you don't. And we'll talk about the don't. But yeah, if we take a look at this really quick, just these hero balancing updates here, these adjustments. This guy here, the guy that, I'm just going to call him Lin, the guy that I just can't pronounce his name on. Curse effects cannot be dispelled now, nor can they be extended. He's a really good character, especially for bosses. He's got this curse where he casts the curse, and then all the damage that the cursed enemy would have, once that curse is gone, there's just a whole lot of damage that gets done. So it's really good. Gajar. I don't know how to pronounce that one either. I think I need to get a dictionary for all this stuff. But this dude, he's a poison guy. So he did some nice updates here, which is pretty cool. Viper's poison from applying, modified the poison potion from applying poison to all enemies to applying the poison to the remaining enemies. Modified the influx for reducing the target's attack and reducing the target's resistance. So made some changes here. Blackhorn, a nice healer in there. Totem now purifies negative effects from all team members at the end of each turn. Also, Natural Revival removes the purification effort. Valeria, another good character here. The lifesteal ratio was bumped up from 20% to 35%. And then right here, the life sacrifice ratio of this ability here, Eye of the Cursed one, was reduced from 30% to 20%. So some nice buffs. But Mary, she's been a favorite for a while. She is a rare, an elite. Yeah, she's an elite. So rares in this game are elites. They're the blues. Purples are your epics. Anyway, so Mary, she's been a favorite elite for a while. She's very similar to Celestial Cain, in my opinion, just because of the barrier that she gives. But this got significantly reduced here. So change the ability protector from grants all team members 1 stack of invincible for 2 turns. Reduce that from 2 turns to 1 turn. And that is a big difference. That's like a 50% debuff on her, and I feel that's really going to impact her viability. She's not going to be as an important part of your team as she would have been prior to this. So I know a lot of people put a lot of effort into her and getting her leveled up and getting her ascended and glyphed out and everything. So that was kind of a bummer. Everything else is pretty good though. I mean, everything else was these are all epics. Right? These are all epics. We got a couple legendaries in there. So some nice stuff there. They also optimized the battle AI for Blackhorn, Yolanda, and Windstrex. Windstrex is really good. She's a great epic for giving attack up and speed up. Blackhorn, we talked about him. He's a nice healer. And Yolanda, I think the only way to unlock her, I don't know if she's in the summons, but the only way to unlock her that I've seen so far is through, I think it's the guild store. So I haven't seen her much in game other than an AI. I haven't seen a player with her just yet. Dungeon adjustments. There's been some nice adjustments there as well. Fully reduce the attack power of the dungeon boss Roaring Tulpa. So Roaring Tulpa is a little bit easier. I haven't jumped in there to test that to see kind of what the impact of that really is. But that is one of the first dungeons that you really want to jump into and get some gear. These are the dungeon farming gear. I mean, the dungeon farming gears. These are the gear farming dungeons. All right, my gosh, there we go. Adjusted the dungeon boss Ash Mysteria. So they fixed the target selection for basic attacks. Now the target of the restraint element will be attacked first, followed by the target with the most health. Fixed a bug there as well for the summoning imps. and adjusted the dungeon boss Queen of Tides. So everything under here pertains to the Queen of Tides dungeon boss, which is another good gear farming dungeon with some good sets in it. I think that's got the cursed set in there. All right, so just they do old, new. I won't go through every single one of these. They just try to balance it out as best as they can. I think the changes that they made are definitely plus. Like this one here, basic attack. Damages an enemy and steals one of their positive effects. That's what it used to do. Now it damages an enemy and applies one random blessing of the goddess to this character. So it doesn't steal a positive effect anymore. The ultimate ability, old, summons a tsunami and damages all enemies. This attack deals more damage per positive effect on this character. If the conch blade is defeated, then this attack deals more damage per positive effect. That's gone. Now it summons a tsunami and deals damage to all enemies. Damage increased based on the number of casts. So the longer that battle goes on, the more difficult it's going to be. So it's going to benefit you to get that down. That's what I get from that. So nice balancing there, I feel. They also added a new passive here. Remove all team members' positive effects upon death. And then this right here, increase the drop rate of high-quality equipment in the 9th to 11th floors of Arcane Dominator, which is good. Again, gear farming dungeon. Other adjustments here, just made some stuff. So the Christmas theme right here is there, which I think is pretty cool. Optimized rules reset. You can see all of this stuff right here, right? Nothing really specific. Adjusted the ability icons for Mary and Evelyn. I think they were using the same icons. I've seen a few heroes in here that have the exact same attack icons for all of their abilities and stuff. Reduce the trigger probability of the party of 3 in Arcane Dungeon. Sounds like we're going to see party of 3 less. That's what that leads me to believe. So anyway, so a nice update. Some nice balances there. Poor Mary got hit with the nerf hammer, the buff, the debuff hammer, the nerf hammer, whatever you want to call it. But let's go. Let's jump into the game. And we want to talk about the summoning event now, because I think we really need to provide some feedback on this particular event. So let's go ahead and jump into the game. All right, here we are. Oh, okay. I'm cracking up because I did all of this. So I'm going to repeat everything I just did. But I went through all of this. I forgot to hit the record. I didn't record anything that I just did. I did my summons and everything for the event. Yeah, so it wasn't anything really to write home about. But let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and go over this again. So this is the holiday season. This is the holiday aesthetic they have. I have to say, Bartender is looking borderline creepy over there. He reminds me of one of those Santas from those horror Christmas movies, you know, the evil Santas you just don't want coming to your home. That's what he looks like right now. So anyway, so yeah, we got some nice trees, we got some breeze. It's looking pretty nice. I can appreciate it. Let's talk about the event now, because that's really what we want to talk about. Now, as far as this goes, you know, one reason why I like doing these videos on events, updates, things like that, is because I'm looking to make sure I'm recording. Because I use this as a way to provide feedback. I like collecting feedback through this as well. So hopefully those of you who are watching this, you can provide feedback in the comment section below. Keep it constructive so we can provide that feedback to the devs. Hopefully the devs will see this as well and look at this as a way to collect feedback as well on changes that happen in their game. So, but let's talk about this hero summoning. All in all, it's really not a good event. I'm not the biggest fan of it, and it's because of this down here. You can only use advanced summoning crystals for these rewards here. As you can see, I did my 10. This is as far as I got. But the rewards here, in my opinion, are not worth all the crystals, the 40 summons that you're going to need for this. Now, if you take out the advanced summoning crystals and this was blue crystals, and maybe you get less points for the blue crystals. Maybe you need to, instead of 40 summons, you need to do 100 summons, maybe, or 200 summons, or something. If it allowed blue crystals and even the elemental crystals, which it doesn't allow here either, if it allowed that, then I think these rewards are okay. But to do 40 summons, which is very much free-to-play friendly, especially if you know ahead of time, that event calendar really gives you an idea on what's coming, so it gives you some time to prepare. It's not huge, but it's not worth blowing 40 summons for these rewards. You got 5-star gear, you got 3- and 4-star pumpkins, It's just, there's just not a lot here. You got 100 diamonds, that's it. There's not much that you can do anything with here. Even the special charms here don't give you a ton, especially when you get to the what I call the hell levels between trying to level gear up between level 12 and level 15. So all in all, just not a fan of this. If it was blue crystals, this would be 100% okay. And then maybe if they created a new one with better rewards that only used advanced summoning crystals, again, if it is requesting only advanced summoning crystals, this event would be okay if the rewards were better. So overall, the event needs a little bit of work. Hopefully they kind of retool that before Global gets here. Don't have any idea when Global is. I did see in the iOS store that it did get pushed from January 11th to January 17th. I did reach out and ask about that. And they said that's just a placeholder, so we could see that move again. But hopefully they get some of the feedback that we provide on these early events and they make some good tweaks and make them worthwhile, because this one definitely needs some work. Some of the a lot of the other events are great. I think they're awesome, which is a little bit of a surprise when we saw this one. But that is my feedback. Hopefully we get feedback from you as well. Definitely let us know your thoughts. If you're not playing this game, I'd be very interested in your thoughts on kind of what you're seeing with the updates. What do you think of this event? If you are playing, I definitely expect to hear some feedback in the comment section below. Let me know what you think. Let the devs know what you think about this as well. Keep it constructive. I think the more feedback that we can give and the more information the developers can give, the more they have to definitely make this game better and better. It's already great. So let's help to make the game better as well. All right, everybody, that is what I had for you. As always, I want to thank you all for taking the time to watch the video. If you liked it, make sure you hit that like button. I know. Weird mood. Weird mood. And leave your thoughts and questions in the comment section below. Take care, everybody, and we'll talk to you next time.